Hi everyone, this is Sugantha Priya, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. This presentation is about the concept file in the subject operating systems. So what is a file? So generally a file is a collection of related information that is recorded on a particular storage device. So all the files are stored in the storage device of a computer. So whenever needed we can retrieve the file from the computer. So generally the file stores information and data. So all the information and data related to a particular thing is stored as a file, and it stores a similar type of information and data, and also it is a way of collecting information which is used as a collective medium for giving input and getting output from any application. So next we will discuss about the types of files. So that there are different types of files like ordinary files. Ordinary file, so generally it is going to contain all the user information. So all the user information, like their name, their ID, etc. Will be present in an user information. So it is going to contain either a text or an executable file, and also the ordinary file can be a text file or it can be a binary file, and the user can apply various operations in an ordinary file. So like they can read, write, they can delete, update. So various manipulations can be done in an ordinary file. So next is a directory file. So generally a directory file is like a folder that contains files or other folders. Generally a directory file does not contain any data, but they have a reference to the file which contain with them. So next is the device file. So this is going to contain the device information. So it is used to communicate with generally it is used to communicate with the hardware. So device type is categorized into two types as a character special file and a block file. So generally a character special file, it is a hardware file with a read and write operations. That is, we can write character by character. Say for example mouse and printer are an example for a character special file. So where each character by character is printed by the mouse and the printer. So next is a block file. So it is a contain data related to the hard disk. So next fourth type is the FIFO files. So this act as a temporary buffer for one or more process that communicates by writing or reading data from the buffer. So generally from the buffer to read the files we go for this FIFO files. So next is the file attribute. So every file attribute has a file name. So it has a symbolic names with the readable file attributes. Every file should be named with the file name followed by the extension. Say for example, if it is a document file, you can store the file with an extension .doc. Next is an identifier. An identifier is generally it is one of the file attribute. For an identifier, a unique number is assigned to identify that particular file very easily. So next is file types. Some systems generally recognize various file types. So Windows generally recognize all types of file. So next is the file location. A file location, it is a pointer that is going to point, which is used to find a file. So using the file pointer we can find the file location. So next is the file size. So it is going to see the current file size. We can see the current file size of that particular file. So next is file protection. So we can provide several access control mechanisms like reading, writing, or both read and write, and you can give several privilege rights for your file protection. So last is a file date, that when that particular file has been created. So when the time of that particular file was created, so the owner of the file, etc. So these are some of the file attributes that is used in the file mechanism. So next we will see some common file extensions. That is .bak, it is an extension of the backup file. So next is BAS, that is basic source file. So .bin is your executable binary program. So .c is a C with an extension C source program. .dat is your data file. So doc is a document file. So .hlp is your text for help command. .obj is an extension for an object file, and .text, it is a general text file. So these are some of the file extensions that are generally used in creating of files. So based upon the need you can create your own files with several extensions. So next we will discuss about various file operations that is performed on the file, that is create, delete, open, close, read, append and rename. So create is a command that is used to create a new file. So using a delete command you can delete a file from the already existing folders. So next is open. So open is generally used to open a particular file from a specified location. Close. So close operation is used when you do all manipulations of file are saved and closed. So next is read. So read is a command that is generally used to read the content from the file. So write is a command that is used to write the file. So next is append. Append is adding some content to your particular file. So next is your rename. So using a rename option you can rename your file n number of times. So next is a directory. A directory generally contains information about the file. A directory is used to group similar type of files together. So there are different types of directory like single level directory and multi-level directory. So a single level directory may or may not contain your multiple files. So it can have subdirectories inside your main directory. So information about all the files is stored generally in a directory. So in a Windows OS it is called as folders. This is an example for your single level directory with file 1, file 2 and file 3. So the information which is maintained in the directory is the name of the file, the type of the file, the position of the file, so the location of the file, size of the file, so what protection mechanism you have provided for that particular file and usage information of that particular file. So next is a hierarchical directory system. So the hierarchical directory system is mainly used in for users with large number of files. So the user with a large number of files will use this type of hierarchical directory systems. So here we have a tree of directories. So in this hierarchical directory system, so we have a root directory. So from the root directory, we have several sub-users like A, B and C. So you again from that particular user directory, you can subdivide your directories into n number of directories, and in all the directories, so the user files or the user information is stored as a file here. So generally in the hierarchical directory system we have only one root directory. So from that root directory you can create n number of directories and you can place all your files inside your directories. Thank you.